motion across the formation, score White. And Joe Milton's going to keep it, coming around this left side, gets to the 20, gets to the 40, gets to midfield. It's a foot race to the 30.
He's out of here.
Milton to the 10. He's all the way for a Tennessee touchdown on play number 1. 81 yards. Joe Milton faked it, then took around the left end and outran the entire Roadrunners.
Well, we showed them something nobody's seen this year, Joe.
All right, y'all. Tennessee wins 45-14, beating UTSA by 31 points in Neyland Stadium on Saturday. Tennessee was 24-point favorites, so they kind of did what they were supposed to do. They didn't play with their food. They took care of business. Outside of the third quarter, Tennessee played really good. Third quarter, Tennessee played really bad. But anyway, Tennessee still won by 31 points. Let's talk about this game, how it kind of played out. Tennessee had 512 total yards, 209 passing yards from Joe Milton. He also had 2 TDs he threw. Rushing yards, Tennessee had 303 rushing yards. Dylan Sampson was the one who had the most rushing yards. He had 139 rushing yards. He had 2 TDs. He looked really good. He looked super quick. Dylan Sampson, I'm telling you, he's got it all. He can catch it out of the backfield. He's got those burners. He's really fast, and he's got some power to him as well. Really impressed with Dylan Sampson. I had high hopes for him, but he's just really played well this year so far. Now, I will tell you this, kind of on the negative side, we punted 6 times. That's just too many times against UTSA. We should not be punting the ball 6 times against an opponent of UTSA's level. That will not get it done in SEC play, punting it that many times. But anyway, UTSA, they had 319 total yards. So basically, we had like 200 more total yards than they did. They had 231 passing yards. It's kind of disappointing. It's too many passing yards, in my opinion, to give up to a team of that caliber. We should have done a little better job on that. McNown, he came in after halftime, gave them a jolt of energy, took them down the field 2 consecutive drives, and punched it in the end zone. Kind of disappointed in our secondary on the coverages and that type of thing. Thought they could have done a better job. And you cannot be that inconsistent. Like I said, you play 2 really good quarters, and then you just let them go right down the field 2 consecutive drives. That will not get it done in SEC play. They did have, UTSA did have 88 rushing yards. Did pretty good on that, kept them under 100 yards rushing. I'll never complain if you keep a team under 100 yards rushing. They did have 81 total plays, which means, in my opinion, they were on the field way too long. We should never let somebody out of conference that's not, one of the big conference teams on the field that long. So anyway, MVP of this game, I kind of briefly spoke on him. Dylan Sampson, 139 yards, 2 TDs. He was the jolt in the arm that we needed when we were in that funk in the fourth quarter. He comes in and he just, he tears off a couple long runs. He looked really good. Now next up is South Carolina. South Carolina's a pretty good SEC team. They're definitely not top tier caliber, but they're definitely not a Vanderbilt or a lower tier team either. They have a really good quarterback in Spencer Rattler. I think Tennessee right now is around a 13-point favorite, 11 to 13-point favorite. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm really surprised that the line is that high, but I guess they're putting in the factor that it's at Neyland, it's at night, the revenge factor. But Tennessee going to have to play a lot better. They cannot play the way they played the last couple weeks. We've not still yet to this year played 4 quarters of good football, and we've got to put it all together. So hopefully Tennessee can do that in the South Carolina game, and put them to bed. Their coach is annoying. Beamer's super annoying. So I really hope we beat them, and I really want to get back at the fact that they were running that score up on us last year down there in Columbia. So anyway, and one other thing, if you've not subscribed, please do. I really do appreciate it. I enjoy making these videos and this whole process. So if you could subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. But other than that, I'll be back here in the next couple days to break down the South Carolina game and how we match up. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week and go Vols.